What is up, guys? This is Corrupt here. So before we get into the gameplay, I want to take a look at the created class and show you some stuff here. I'm not going to go into great detail about these weapons. I just want to show you what I see, and if you don't have the beta, and I'm sure you've seen plenty of other videos of the beta as well, but just a quick look at the created class before we get into some gameplay. So we're going to go ahead and open this up, and we're going to start off with the assault rifle. The basic one we start off with is the ICR-7. And that one's an okay assault rifle. It does well. I mean, it's decent for the most part. Pretty slow fire rate, it seems like in-game. The MX-9, pretty good sub. Can't complain about it. It reminds me of the Vector. The Auger DMR, I thought it was going to be a lot like the AUG, but I was wrong. It's just pretty much a single fire, or semi-automatic, I guess. The Titan, not too impressed with it. You move very slow when you're ADSing, so that kind of sucks. And the sniper, I have not used those just yet, but we're gonna get into that with maybe our next gameplay here. The Strife is an okay secondary. It's pretty good for running around with. The MOG 12, I've used it, and it's pretty much you have to shoot somebody twice with it to get the kill. The SG-12, didn't get to use that. Neither did I get to use a launcher just yet. And then that Mazu, level 25. I'm barely like level 10 or something like that. So the attachments, they're about the same. Nothing new really. Grip, AP rounds is new. It's pretty much like FMJ, but there's two different versions you can get for that. So most of this stuff we've seen before. I was hoping to see maybe some new attachments, but I mean, there's not really much you can do with new attachments, I guess, throughout the games, because it is supposed to be futuristic and real combat, I guess. That's why they haven't really changed much up, but that's okay. It's not really a big deal. As far as the optics for the secondaries, basic stuff as well. Extended mags, reflex, AP rounds again, quick draw, laser sight, and the suppressor, of course, and then the AP rounds too. So we're going to go ahead and get into the next section here, which would be the gear. And a lot of people have been using the stim, the stim shot. So that's pretty much regen your health faster. Here's a ComSec device. I have not got to use any of these really. Body armor seems to be pretty straightforward. An acoustic sensor, I guess that's like a motion sensor. I haven't really got to use it. Mesh mine, pretty much just like a tripwire. And trophy system, we all know what that is. Combat axe, tomahawk, pretty much. Frag, basic stuff here. Molotov. And then we got the concussion, which, basic stuff we already know. So I didn't get into the perks or anything like that. Just showing off the gear here again. And we're going to go ahead and find a match after this. But let's take a look at the score streaks. RCXD is back, which is really cool. Again, not really much new stuff here. Everything seems to be about the same. Strike Team and Mantis seem to be the only thing new. I mean, the Mantis, I believe it's just like a robotic, it's a combat robot, and then the Strike Team is pretty much like the paratrooper from the Call of Duty World War II, I believe. Haven't got to use it, but reading the description seems to be like that. And the specialists, they seem to be the same pretty much. Nothing really new except I think Recon, Torque, and Crash. I could be wrong, but it's been a while since I played Black Ops 3, so I'm not really sure if all of those came over or if some of them were new. I'm pretty sure those three are new, if I'm not mistaken. And we're gonna go ahead and get into this match. We're playing Gridlock TDM. I didn't do too bad. It wasn't a bad gameplay. It's pretty fun for the most part. I'm not gonna say that it's bad. This game is maybe, so far that I've played, and I've only played maybe 3 to 4 hours max. So far, my rating is about maybe 6.5, 6 out of 10, maybe 7. I'm gonna give it another go here. I'm gonna do some more gameplay, but that's just so far. And again, it's a beta, so of course it's gonna be a little bit different than the actual game when it comes out. Not by a whole lot, but just minor fixes. Keep in mind. So, for some reason, I thought you could wall run. I have no idea why. I actually like the idea of the health regeneration, the stim shot, just because, I mean, it's really helpful, but then again, it's going to be, like, anytime you take any little damage, you can just heal up. I noticed that the hit detection isn't bad. Everything seems to be pretty, straightforward. You can't drop shot, really, and I was trying to give that a test, because I know, like, Black Ops 2 was a jump shot, like MW2, MW3, COD 4, drop shot, I mean, everybody did jump shot and drop shotting, but this game, I wouldn't say it's impossible, but pretty much as soon as you lay down your left hand or right hand, depending, I guess, on your character, they pretty much put their hand on the floor, so whenever you're hip firing, it's just not accurate at all, and it seems to be a little bit delayed as to, it stops shooting for like half a second. So you can't drop shot. Don't try it. It's not too good. For the most part, the weapons, I didn't really get to use a whole selection of weapons. I'm using the default gun here. I believe it's like the Cordite or something like that. It's actually a pretty good sub. I believe it's a sub. And again, I got to use the MX9 just a little bit. That one kind of reminds me of the Vector. This one, it kind of reminds me of the, I believe it's the PDW. Is that what it's called? From Black Ops 2. I forgot what it was, exactly what the name was. It's been a while since I played that game. But this is what this submachine gun reminds me of. So the scoreboard also is a little bit different, I noticed. Usually you would see like the amount of kills that you would have, the deaths, assists, and of course the score. Now it's a little bit different. You just see the score, KD, and I believe just like your gamer tag. And when you just kind of select with your analog, over the character's name, and it'll show like the deaths and the kills. So I think that's a little bit cool. It's not really a big deal. I don't really see a problem with that. Using kill streaks, or score streaks rather, you got to use, hold down triangle, which is a little bit different. And honestly, I didn't think it was too bad. Whenever I was using my score streaks, it wasn't like, wow, this is dumb. It was actually just, okay, just something you got to get used to, and it wasn't really hard to even get used to at all. It's just another button. It's actually, honestly, a little bit easier that way. You keep both hands on the controller. You don't have to just tap your D-pad to do it. You already have your hands on most of the controls anyways. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like that feature. I'm trying to think of anything else on here that I really have a problem with. Because I just want to get the cons out of the way and just kind of go with the pros for the most part. I want a positive video. I almost killed that guy. I was really mad at that. And of course, you have the fists in the game. You can run around, punch people, which is pretty cool. It's pretty gnarly when you get punched in the face in mid combat. I didn't like it. I like this about Ruin. It's like a zip line, which is really cool. I thought at first, I was like, is somebody really like flying through the air? I thought it was just like Black Ops 3, the exosuit type of thing. But I thought that was actually a pretty cool feature. I haven't got to use much other, specialists besides Ruin. I think I used Battery once, and maybe Torque. And I believe Torque has the, I forgot what it is. It's just barbed wire that blocks like a doorway or whatever, wherever you lay it down. I don't like it too much because it takes so many bullets to kill. You have to, or destroy it. I mean, you have to like spray a whole clip in there for it to destroy. And like you walk through it, you're pretty much dead after like 2 seconds if you stay in it, which is. That was kind of annoying because you can just post up and camp in a doorway and just have people run through it, and then as soon as you hear them shooting, they're coming at you. So you couldn't really jump over it unless you have the Ruin zipline thing. And I'm trying to think the other thing. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention as well, the analog. You have to use it. It reminds me of like a PC. You have to like use it like a cursor, which I didn't like. That's not really a big deal, but I prefer to just navigate with my D-pad like in-game menus and stuff like that. I couldn't find a setting where to change it. That's the only thing that kind of bothered me as far as like the main menu and like the start button. You got to use your analog to navigate through most stuff. And I mean, I feel like they might add something on where you can change that, because I mean, it's just weird using your analog. It feels like I'm playing a PC with a cursor. I didn't really like that too much when I first got on, but that doesn't really affect the gameplay or the game. Again, I gave it about a 6 out of 10. It doesn't feel too new maps. Then the maps remind me a lot of IW, not in the sense that they're the same. It just has that, I guess, feel. But again, it's a futuristic game just like IW, so I guess that kind of makes sense that it's on that futuristic level. So that's one thing I wanted to mention as well. The overall gameplay, though, it's pretty fun. I mean, I guess it's just a refresher for right now. I'm not trying to be biased because I'm a Call of Duty fan. I had a lot of fun playing it for the couple hours that I did after work, so I can't complain too much. It was a great refresher. I'm glad to have played it. It's been such a long time since I got to play Call of Duty. I just got really bored of World War II, and hopefully I don't get bored of this game. It seems really, really fast-paced as well. The maps aren't too big. The ones that I've played, I've only played Gridlock and Payload, and and I believe Seaside. And the Seaside seems to be a little bit bigger, but the maps are kind of small, and also the mini maps a little bit different. You can notice it's not the original like square, like the traditional maps from most Call of Duties, and it looks a little bit different. It shows like your line of sight wherever you're looking, which is pretty cool. I like that a lot. So I mean, so far I got nothing bad to say about this game. I rated it about 6 out of 10 so far. And again, I said this is just, I've only played it a couple hours. I'm gonna go ahead and play some more gameplay, and upload it here on YouTube for you guys to watch. So if you're watching, I want to give you a thank you, and just say thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Bye.